Hey there folks! It's early morning in Limpopo, South Africa. The air heavy with dust and the faint hum of cicadas. A farmer's staring at his cornfield, half of it torn to shreds by a troop of chacma baboons. These aren't just pesky critters, they're a real threat, costing farmers millions each year. For those of us who've seen a lifetime of hard work, this story's about more than a hunt, it's about protecting what's yours. Let's dive into a tale that's as tense as it gets, grounded in the reality of life in Africa. In Limpopo's 54,000 square miles, over 10,000 baboons and monkeys roam, with chacma baboons leading the charge. They hit farms hard, wiping out crops like corn and citrus, and even sneak into villages, raiding homes for food. Last year, baboon damage in South Africa cost farmers over $3 million, 0 cents, with 60% of that in crop losses alone. For a farmer scraping by, that's not just a bad season, it's a disaster. They hunt because they have to. Baboons don't just steal food, they threaten livestock, scare kids, and drive folks to the edge. In Cape Town, baboons have broken into cars and homes, leaving communities desperate for solutions. The hunter set up camp in a small canvas tent, tucked behind a ridge to stay out of sight. Baboons are sharp, those big males, some weighing 90 pounds, spot danger fast. He'd spent days tracking this troop, learning their moves. His 270 rifle was ready, but so was his patience. He knew one wrong step could send the grizzled male scrambling into the hills. The tent kept him hidden, his scent masked by the wind. Hunting baboons isn't about bravado, it's about precision. A clean shot to the troop scatters, giving the farm a breather. The moment came at dusk. The hunter peered through his scope, heart steady despite the stakes. The baboon leader stood tall on a boulder, eyes scanning for trouble. The troop was ripping through the corn, oblivious. One shot rang out, sharp and final. The leader dropped and the troop bolted, leaving the field quiet. That night, the meat fed the village. Nothing goes to waste here. Safe hunting means planning. Use a tent or natural cover. Check your gear and know your target. A 270 or 3-8 works best, but only if you've got a clear shot and a calm hand. There's a lesson here for folks like us, who know life's tough choices. Hunting baboons isn't about wiping them out. It's about balance. South Africa has tried other methods, such as electric fences costing $10,000, 0 cents per mile, netting traps, or rangers chasing baboons with dogs. In Cape Town, baboon monitors patrol daily, but it's not enough. Hunting, done right, keeps numbers down without cruelty. It's legal, regulated, and often the only thing standing between a farmer and ruin. The trick is doing it safely. Stay hidden, aim true, and respect the animal's role in the wild. This ancient range in South Australia is famous for its dramatic landscapes and cliffs, and is home to a population of kangaroos that have adapted to the brutal challenges of life in the wild. The male kangaroos in this area live by a single rule: survival requires fighting. Their lives are defined by dominant struggles, where only the strongest and most skilled can claim a place at the top of the social hierarchy. These fierce battles often last for hours, with low blows being part of the game to gain control. The winner gains access to a mate and can pass on his genes to the next generation. What makes kangaroo fighting so remarkable is their physical strength. Standing up to 8 feet tall and packed with muscle, a full-grown male kangaroo is a formidable opponent. Their powerful hind legs deliver powerful kicks, while their sharp claws and powerful forearms help them wrestle with their opponents. Males develop strength and agility, the traits needed to defend their title in the harsh, wild world of the Flinders Ranges. One of the world's most adaptable predators, the red fox, has made its way to New South Wales, Australia, where it continues to thrive by seizing every opportunity. Known for its agility, foxes are skilled hunters, scavengers, and foragers, able to adapt their diet to any environment. From small mammals to birds, they are efficient predators, always on the prowl for their next meal. In New South Wales, red foxes show off their ingenuity. When they find an egg, it is a protein-packed prize, and they carefully hide it, burying their treasure for harder times. If they feel their treasure is threatened, they will move it, relying on their keen sense of smell and GPS-like memory system to retrieve it later. However, uncontrolled fox populations can disrupt local ecosystems, preying on native birds and small mammals. In the harsh world of the outback, safety is never guaranteed. Even for the mighty kangaroo, survival is always at stake. In the Australian outback, a herd of kangaroos enjoys a brief respite, nourished by abundant food and water. Their strength returns after a harsh dry season, restoring the males and females just in time for their next breeding cycle. But danger lurks in the wild. A pack of hungry dingoes appears. Their prey is the weakest kangaroos, but a herd this size targets larger targets than a single strong male kangaroo. Its survival depends on speed and agility. Instead of jumping faster, it lengthens its leaps, sometimes jumping 25 feet in a single bound. At 10 miles per hour, it was running at a very efficient pace, while the wolves had to work twice as hard to keep up. At 25 miles per hour, it was not so lucky to escape this powerful predator. However, as their numbers increased over the years, and at the same time the Australian government was building a highway through the outback, conflicts between humans and animals increased. The Australian government then turned to a monumental strategy of building fences to control the movement of kangaroos. These fences stretched for miles and were intended to keep road users safe. However, as kangaroo populations gathered along these boundaries, a new problem arose. When fences failed to address all concerns, another question arose: was hunting the only viable solution to restore order and ensure the safety of humans and animals? As the kangaroo population increases, The fences that were once considered the optimal solution begin to collapse due to the 200-pound weight of these powerful creatures easily overcoming the flimsy barriers created to contain them. Australian authorities face the harsh reality of adopting extreme measures, the only quick solution to the escalating crisis. Curious to know how Australian hunters prepare for this tense confrontation? Follow along. To prepare for safe hunting, hunters will need to visit reputable gun stores in Australia. Large stores like BGC are the go-to place for hunters preparing for the wild. These stores not only supply rifles, scopes and ammunition, but also issue essential hunting licenses. Specialized documents are legally required to deal with kangaroos and red foxes. With only about 500 stores nationwide authorized to issue these licenses, securing a license is part of a calculated search. Each license has specific quotas, such as allowing a maximum of 20 kangaroos to be killed in each designated area. Hunters are also restricted to certain areas to ensure sustainable wildlife management. Each hunting training session is an intense experience limited to 15 hunters per session to ensure focused preparation. The training sessions, which are conducted across New South Wales and Queensland, are rigorous and last 2 to 3 weeks. With kangaroo population control set to allow for the culling of around 1.5 million kangaroos each year. A small fraction of the total population. They are taught about kangaroo behavior, such as the ability to detect danger from up to 400 feet away and the rapid movements of red foxes. During practice training, hunters shoot at targets set at 100, 200 and 300 yards, simulating the need for rapid accuracy in the wild. To minimize the impact of loud gunfire, hunters use specialized headphones, The preparations for a nighttime kangaroo hunt in Australia's rugged outback are a patient and precise endeavour driven by the need to prevent future infestations. Kangaroos are most active in the morning, but the night is when hunters have the best chance of managing populations. One of the quickest ways to find kangaroos is to find them near water sources or open pastures, grazing under cover of darkness. A typical hunt sees hunters take 10 to 15 kangaroos, each weighing between 100 and 200 pounds. This ensures quota compliance while balancing ecological needs. Additionally, winter is prime hunting season when vegetation is thinner, making kangaroos easier to spot. Regulations limit hunting to 4 hours per night to minimize disruption to other wildlife. Hunters maintain a distance of 150 to 200 yards to avoid the powerful kicks to the hind legs of kangaroos that can generate up to 760 SI of force, enough to seriously injure the hunter. To combat these risks, hunters rely on advanced scopes and thermal imaging equipment to locate kangaroos before they get too close. These tools, combined with high-powered flashlights capable of illuminating up to 300 yards, allow hunters to track and spot kangaroos hiding in the bushes. as the Australian outback requires ingenious tactics to hunt kangaroos. It also poses a challenge to control red foxes.
Woo! Got him!
Introduced in the 1800s, their swift instincts and ability to reproduce rapidly have been hampered by conventional wire fencing, forcing Australian authorities to take extreme measures. Red foxes are most prevalent on farms in late winter and early spring, attracted by sheep breeding and thick vegetation near water sources. Hiding in tall grass or using natural cover reduces visibility, while camouflage clothing blends into the environment. Even the slightest noise, such as a rustling leaf or a misstep, can alert a fox and send it running before the hunter can get a clear shot. Hunters usually lie prone or kneel, keeping their bodies low and their rifles steady. Success depends on timing and silence, as red foxes are masters at running away at the first sign of danger. After a successful kangaroo hunt, the process moves on to careful processing in the field and transporting the meat to ensure quality. Kangaroo meat is prized for its lean protein content and has become popular across Australia both domestically and for export. Hunters typically sell the meat to licensed processors where it is inspected and processed for market. Prices typically range from $2 to $4 per pound depending on quality and demand. Many Australians value kangaroo meat for its environmental sustainability and rich flavour, although its production is tightly regulated to maintain ecological balance. This adds urgency and responsibility to every hunt. Hunting in the Australian outback combines tradition, conservation and challenge. Is hunting the best solution to Australia's environmental challenges, or should alternative approaches be adopted? The footage captured by cameras shows the severity of deer attacks in residential areas in the UK, especially in Scotland. According to statistics, the UK currently has around 2 million deer, with about 400,000 in Scotland. As their population grows, deer are increasingly encroaching on urban areas for food, leading to numerous attacks on homes, schools and shops. In 2018 alone, more than 150 incidents of deer attacking buildings were reported, often occurring in winter when they wander into residential areas. They attack glass windows out of fear, mistaking their reflections for rivals. It is estimated that the average damage caused by deer in Scotland amounts to around $1.2 million annually, impacting both infrastructure and the lives of residents. In the UK, the deer hunting season is from 1st October to 31st December each year. Hunters must have a valid license issued by the Wildlife Management Authority, and only those aged 18 or over are eligible to apply for a license. Not all deer species are allowed to be hunted. Red deer and elk can be hunted, while white deer are protected and cannot be hunted. In terms of numbers, each license allows for a maximum of 120 deer to be hunted per season. areas where hunting is permitted include the New Forest and Sherwood Forest, while areas where hunting is prohibited include the Lake District and the Peak District. But hunters must strictly adhere to these regulations to ensure their safety and avoid confiscation of their licenses.
Nice.
Scotland is famous for its mountainous and densely forested areas, which create ideal conditions for deer hunting. Many areas are up to 3,000 feet high with trails and rocks that make it difficult for hunters to travel. Therefore, they need to carefully study the terrain map to determine a safe route and avoid areas that are prone to accidents. Hunting in groups not only provides safety, but also provides an opportunity to support each other in case of trouble. At least 3 to 4 people should move together, maintaining close distance for easy communication. This will help hunters coordinate more effectively in tracking and ambushing deer. Weather conditions, with temperatures that can drop to 20 degrees in the winter, require hunters to use rifles from 270 to 3006 calibers, with scopes with magnifications ranging from 8x to 10x to identify targets from a distance. Heavy rains can wet the ground and make movement more difficult, while strong winds can reduce the ability to hear deer in the brush. Using high-quality binoculars allows hunters to observe deer without getting too close, reducing unwanted situations. Deer hunting should be carried out in an organised manner and by wildlife management regulations. Respect for the environment and animals includes keeping clean, not littering, and only hunting healthy deer. Strict regulations have helped the city of Richmond in the UK significantly reduce deer attacks on its residential areas, with losses reduced by up to 40%. After the hunt is completed, the hunter is responsible for collecting the deer to ensure control and prevent illegal hunting. Illegal hunting is punishable by fines of up to $10,000 and may result in imprisonment. Hunters should avoid overhunting to protect wildlife resources.
Good shot.
In addition, illegal trade in deer antlers for personal use must also be prevented to maintain ecosystem sustainability. In addition to the information we provide above, hunters must be responsible for their hunting and keep up to date with the latest information on deer hunting in Scotland on the Scottish Natural Heritage SNH website. By April 2024, deer hunting in Scotland will be subject to several changes, so hunters should keep an eye out. That's all the information about deer hunting in Scotland, England. If you find this information useful for you, please comment number 1. Got him. Burmese pythons are present in Florida largely due to escapes from the pet trade. In 2015, some 20,000 acres of swampland provided space for them to breed and grow to 9 million. With a squeezing force of up to 300 pounds per square inch. They easily constrict around people's dogs, causing more than 200 attacks in 6 months. Floridians regularly see 5-foot-long Burmese pythons in their homes. According to the Florida Department of Fish and Wildlife, they hide in ceilings and under floors. Rescue teams are working regularly in the suburbs to deal with them, while infrastructure damage has reached $75 million and python capture has cost the city $30 million. However, officials have confirmed that there have been no reports of Burmese pythons harming humans. The Florida authorities have organized Burmese python hunting activities to prevent further damage. In 2015, more than 500 hunters participated in a hand-catching program in the swamps at night. Due to their large size and danger, the authorities have tightened the issuance of hunting licenses, requiring hunters to have a minimum health score of 80 on the National Medical Scale and be certified by the Florida Department of Health. Burmese python hunting in Florida gets intense as giant snakes weighing up to 150 pounds lurk in the swamps. To catch one of these snakes, hunters must understand their agile behavior and react quickly. In this video, you will see the hunter holding their heads with his hands, requiring control skills to avoid being wrapped tightly around them. If you don't dodge in time when the snake reacts, accidents can happen. All hunting activities take place from 7 PM to 5 every day because Burmese pythons are mainly active during this time. The hunting season lasts from October to April of the following year to hunt about 3 million in a year. Their flexibility and ability to strike quickly makes hunting difficult. Therefore, when hunters hold their heads, they must maintain unwavering control to prevent them from attacking back. Using boats to travel to swamp areas saves hunters time. This program is supported by the Florida Department of Wildlife Management. Due to the characteristics of giant reptiles, the government has stipulated that each hunter must have a hunting dog that has been trained for at least 6 months and wear a tracking device around its neck to search for pythons underground. These regulations not only optimize the hunting process, but also ensure the safety of the hunters, avoiding dangers. Supported by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission (FWC). Hunters must be at least 18 years old and obtain a specialized license. Hunts are conducted in teams of at least 3 people to ensure safety and support during emergencies. Additionally, hunters carry high-intensity lighting equipment to improve visibility during night operations. When hunting Burmese pythons in Florida, hunters must be cautious of attacks. Avoid sudden movements and do not engage in this activity without a permit. It is important to stay up to date on the latest hunting regulations through the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission (FWC) website. Hunters should avoid hunting pythons in protected areas such as wildlife refuges and national parks where hunting is prohibited. In addition, python skin products are highly valuable and personal, which is why the government needs to tighten hunting regulations to prevent overhunting and impacting the natural balance. On average, a python skin handbag from a major brand like Gucci or Louis Vuitton costs between $3,000 and $7,000. Tighter controls will help protect pythons and maintain the stability of Florida's ecosystem. Do you own any products from these brands? If so, please comment number 1. Share this video publicly so your family will have good luck. Click the like button to watch the next videos.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.